All right, so I made this survey thing for a couple friends of mine to see how well they know me, and I made it purposely extremely hard. Like, there's maybe one or two questions that were like, okay, this is pretty obvious, but people are really confused with the answers, so I thought I might as well just explain them now. Who knows? Maybe I'll look back and do this quiz again, but I'm just gonna put in a random name here. Stopper. No. Let's call myself Polly. Okay, what's your favorite fictional character? So, judging by my channel logo, you would think it's Greninja, which I like all of these characters. They could be my favorite, but it's actually Zoro from One Piece. Second would be probably Greninja, then Killua, then Psyduck, then Sonic. But yeah, it's Zoro. What does Dr. Polly desire the most? Now, there's a lot of potential answers for this. There's three of them that are probably the closest. Three of them that I could probably see myself saying. Money, it's not. Power over others, it's not. Recognition for my hard work, that could be a potential one. Security for the future is a potential one as well. Appreciation for what he's done. That's also kind of the same thing as recognition for his hard work. So I thought that'd kind of be a distractor. They're essentially the same thing. A family to love and protect. That's also one I could potentially give. So, but the answer is security in the future, because who knows? Maybe I might not have kids. I'm not like 100% sure. I mean, I want kids, but God knows if I'm gonna have them. Which superpower would Dr. Polly choose? This was kind of just to fill in the I needed 10 required questions. This was just kind of random. But out of all of these, flight would be kind of useless, especially since I can't really fly that fast. Invisibility would be pretty useless to me. Super strength would be pretty fun, pretty cool to use. Read minds of other people. That would be kind of cool, I guess, but it would make things too easy in life. Like, social situations would just be too easy. That just seems kind of boring to me. Super speed might be pretty cool, although super speed and super strength are kind of related, aren't they? If you're really fast, doesn't mean you can punch really hard if you just use some of that speed into your punch. Anyway, shape shifting, that was kind of useless. Stopping time, that's also pretty useful, but if I were to choose between two of them, it'd be stopping time and super strength. But overall, super strength. What's my favorite show? This is probably the easiest question. Dragon Ball, Avatar, Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Naruto, Fullmetal Alchemist. It's Hunter x Hunter. What would Dr. Polly choose to spend his free day? This is kind of, I can understand if you were to say any of these, right? Because I'm a really inward person and I like to improve myself. So hang out, train, and meditate in nature. That would be pretty fun in my opinion. Go on a date with a beautiful girl. I mean, that'd be pretty fun. I mean, depending on if we're compatible, I guess. Otherwise, it'd just be kind of awkward. Go to a Smash tournament. That'd be pretty fun too. Hike up a mountain with friends and family. I think that's actually what I would choose to do, ironically. I think I noticed this when I went to Europe. When I went to Europe, what was it? I went to the amusement park. That was really fun. Throat Park, I think. That was really fun with my cousins. That was so much fun. That was the most fun I've had in a long time. And then we would go on these nature walks with my parents and my brother, and those were just really fun, just hanging out with my parents and my brother. Although I obviously can't do it the entire day, I guess, so I can see why someone would say, any one of these other ones. But it essentially came down to hike up a mountain and hang out and train in nature. So, yeah. Okay, so I may be I didn't mention this in the previous question. I may be like an introvert, right? I'm a huge introvert, but I like spending time with a few select people, a few select like-minded people. So that's why I chose the nature one. What's my favorite video game? This essentially came down to, like, I could make an argument for all of these being my favorite game. Well, maybe not Rayman Legends and Mario World. Those ones are, a tier below, but Sonic Mania, Melee, Ultimate, Pokemon, Sun Generations. On a given day during a given time period, I could see myself saying any one of these. But if I were to give an order, I'd probably say Melee's the answer. Melee, Mania, then Ultimate and Pokemon are kind of equal, I guess. And then Sonic Generations. Without mods, I guess. But with mods, I haven't played it in a very long time, so it's kind of biased like that. But yeah, the answer is Melee. What does Dr. Pauly fear the most? This is kind of a weird question too, but there's failure, death, girls, living with regret, the unknown, he has no fear. Failure would be a fear, but it's not really. Like, I've kind of gotten over that. I used to really be afraid of like failing and not doing good. But I don't know, that's not really a big concern of mine anymore. Death. I'm just so confident that if I apply myself to something I can be good in it. Death? No, I'm not really afraid of dying. That's like how many years away? And even then, I don't think I'll be afraid of dying. I'll die gracefully. Girls? No. Living with regret? No. People say, I know people often regret things, but I just don't, right? If I regret something, then I'll do everything in my power to make sure it doesn't happen again. That's my philosophy, because everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. So, if something happens and I mess up, I'll do everything in my power to make sure that doesn't happen again, right? So, if that thing didn't happen, if I didn't mess up there, then I would not have learned, and I would have made the same mistake in the future. So I don't think that having regrets is something that we should just have personally, but people will say otherwise, I guess. The unknown, I don't really fear the unknown. There's not anything that I don't know that I can't just like Google, I guess. And even then, like what happens after death, I'm not afraid of that. So yeah, I have no fear. What does Dr. Pauly hate the most? You would think that since I don't like school, it's being forced to learn, and that's a close second. Doing uncomfortable things would be third, but this is first. Following the rules. It's just the fact that I have no freedom to do what I want sometimes. Like, I'll lose marks in school because I don't format things properly, or I didn't write it in the way they wanted me to write it. Like, are you kidding me? I still wrote it good. You liked what I had to say, but I just didn't write it the way I'm supposed to write it. And then I'll just lose marks for that. And I was like, what the heck? Why don't you mark me on what I actually said, not... Yeah, that's just annoying. With YouTube as well, if I make good videos, why shouldn't they be promoted? But I have to follow the algorithm and all that stuff. So following the rules overall would be that. I don't actually hate learning. I actually love learning if it's something I care about. I'm starting to learn this in university. There's some subjects that are really fun to learn about, actually. So that's not really... Although being forced to learn, I guess I kind of worded that bad. I should just said learning in general. But yeah, doing uncomfortable things can be pretty fun. Unless I'm doing it with someone who's comfortable and then they get mad at me and stuff. Like, that's kind of annoying. But doing uncomfortable things is pretty fun sometimes. Depending on what you're doing, I guess. Following the rules, and my comment section was just a joke question. It was just a joke answer. No one's gonna pick that. So it's following the rules. If Dr. Pauly could have one of these things right now, what would he choose? Now everyone's gonna think I'm crazy, right? Okay, karate teacher. I've always wanted to learn a martial arts, so I kind of put that in there, but it's obviously not true. A pet horse. No one's gonna put that in. Although I do like horses. I do want to ride a horse at some point. They're just majestic and awesome. 1 million subscribers, this is the answer. A girlfriend, that's whatever. I'll get a girlfriend eventually. $10 million. So it basically came down to these two, right? And honestly, it is pretty close. But like, okay. So the question was supposed to read 10 million subscribers and $1 million. But even then, if we just argue this, right? Say all these 1 million subscribers are active, because it's supposed to be 10 million subscribers, so 10% of 10 million, 1 million, okay. say I have 1 million active subscribers, right? $10 million, I could easily advertise those 1 million people into giving me $10 million in probably give me a year or two, right? Because if I had a merch line, right, and then say 1% of the people who, 1% of my subscribers, active subscribers, decided to buy the merch. So let's say it's $20 per merch, right? Even though I might sell it for way more. I mean, I could sell hoodies for $40, t-shirts for $25, bracelets for $15. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas. I guess GameCube controllers for I don't know how much do GameCube controllers cost. They're pretty expensive nowadays. So GameCube controllers for like $70, right? That would be if I did that 4 times a year, right? Because like seasonal merch, that's what a lot of people do. If that was just seasonal merch, then and 1% of my viewer base did was buying it, that would be already $800,000 in 1 year, right? Not to count. This doesn't even count my ad revenue that I would be getting from making YouTube videos, the potential sponsorships in those videos. It'd be like, oh, this video is sponsored by Skillshare or whatever, which can get really high if you get a lot of views, right? Because, I mean, 1 million people seeing that sponsorship, they're going to pay you a lot of money for that. You know how many people watch the NBA Finals? It's like 17 million. If I get 1/17 of that, people are going to pay a lot of money. Just saying. So that's already like $1 million right there. So I might even also make that's at least $1 million in a year right there, right? And I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with all that money. I probably just give most of it away. And then, okay, so after that, there's also Patreon I might start up. There's also YouTube Super Chats. There's Twitch I could do, since I'm a gaming channel. And I'm pretty fit, right? I'm not even trying to brag, but I'm a pretty fit person. So I could even make a workout program for people. I could even start my own Instagram and get sponsored by some people to promote their stuff on Instagram. Be like a side Instagram model because I'm fit. Yeah, there's a lot of money I can make, and eventually it's probably gonna eclipse $10 million if I play my cards right. So, and again, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with $10 million. I probably just give it to family, some friends maybe, and charity, and keep a little bit of it. Because I feel like if I have $10 million and I just don't spend it, or I don't work at all or do anything, then it's I don't know, I don't want to do that. That's kind of lame. So the answer is 1 million subscribers. What does Dr. Pauly usually do on his spare time? Okay, so a lot of these questions are really inwardly focused, right? This probably says a lot about me, because I'm like a philosopher, right? I feel like if I was around 300 years ago, I'd be some sort of philosopher, because I just think and internalize a lot of things. Like, I meditate almost every day. I train. I'm just very inward focused, improvement type of guy. So the answer to this question, it's definitely not work on videos. Just gonna be honest with you. I work on videos like maybe once a week for an hour or two. No, maybe not. I do more than that. Work on videos maybe 3-4 times a week, an hour each day. So that's like 3 hours a week. And I have a lot more free time than 3 hours. Just gonna be honest with you. Play video games? No, I don't really do that. I guess I kind of play video games as I watch YouTube videos. Allow his mind to aimlessly ponder. This is sometimes true. I do sometimes just like sit down there and like think. It seems kind of boring, but sometimes I sit down there, I think, and then I write down what I'm thinking, and then sometimes it turns into a video. But I'm just a thinker. I'm a philosopher. Yeah, I said that before. Train and meditate. I do that sometimes, but most of my spare time. This is what I usually do in my spare time, right? It's usually watch YouTube videos. And the videos I watch are kind of podcast videos or self improvement videos. And yeah, so that tells you this. I think this tells you a lot about me as a person. And yeah, it's watch YouTube videos. And yeah, I think that's it for the video. All right, peace.